Hey guys, it's another day to delve into the matters of the heart and the mind, and as always, I am your coach, Tori. So on this episode, I would like us to talk about, or rather, I would like to talk about this issue of bad news relating to relationships, relating to romantic relationships, be it dating or marriage. Um, you agree with me that there is sort of an endemic of bad news on the different social media platforms. We have people talking about all of the negative things they've been through. You log onto Facebook, you log into Twitter, you log into your Instagram account, and there is always something negative about love, something negative about relationships, something negative about marriage or dating. This person has been divorced, that person's marriage has crashed, this person is cheating, that person has a baby mama, this one has gotten that one pregnant. Every time I see those negative stories, I'm just like, is love really even present in this world? Like, is that even something that can be achieved? Is it possible to be happy with somebody? Is there possibility of longevity in relationships? Because what is all of this? If this person, with all of his achievements, her achievements, his beauty, her beauty, his wealth, her wealth, if with all of that, this person can be cheated on, this person can be hurt, this person can be treated the way they were treated, then I mean, what hope is there that there is real love? And you start to feed yourself with all of these negative thoughts, and what that results in is that you begin to guard yourself, because nobody wants to be hurt, right? Nobody wants to go through this destructive relationships, and you start to guard your heart. You start to build walls and layers to protect yourself from this impending hurt that you've already concluded is gonna happen. We have this song that has basically become our mantra, our anthem. Last, everybody will chop breakfast. And we go into relationships now with that mindset. We go into talking stages with that mindset. It's just like, you know what, this shit is for the moment. I'm just going to enjoy it now because last. I feel like this is a problem that we're not taking serious enough, and it is beginning to cascade. You know, when you throw a rock against something and you think, oh, it's just one tiny rock, and then it hits another rock and that rock rolls and hits another rock and that one rolls, and it becomes an avalanche that you cannot control, and people get buried under the avalanche. That is what is happening right now, because this bad news endemic that is happening right now relating to relationships and marriage is whapping our subconscious, and we don't even realize it. When people go online today and they see a bad news about relationship, they go online tomorrow, they see a bad news about marriage, they go online the next day and there is something negative to be said about love, it whaps their subconscious. This person is chopping breakfast, that one is chopping breakfast, it go reach everybody. And because you think it go reach everybody, you're guarding your heart, because you know what it lasts. And so you're protecting your emotions and you're holding yourself from being vulnerable, because in the event that somebody hurts you, in the event that somebody tries to hurt you, you want to have that shock absorber that protects you from the worst of the hurt. But the problem with doing that is that you are already damaging that relationship. You've already doomed it from the start, because you've gone into it you've gone into it with a mechanism to protect yourself from vulnerability. So you're stopping yourself from being vulnerable with your partner, from giving trust to your partner, from being emotionally open with your partner, and that is already recipe for disaster. Saboda bayan da zaka ce you are in a relationship with somebody and you don't want to give them your trust. It is something that is very difficult to give, but it's something that is compulsory to give if there is going to be room for success. You can't tell me you're going to go into a relationship and you're not going to be vulnerable. That is a recipe for disaster already. So even before the person does anything that you're already preempting, or you're already premeditating and saying, oh, they're going to do, even before they do it, you've already set the background for failure. Because you've seen all of the negative things on the internet and you're just like, if this happened to that person and this happened to that person and this happened to that person, there's no real love again. Oh, let me just go in there and just, for the moment and just flex and protect my heart. So you stop yourself from giving real love. And in not giving real love, that other person is seeing that you are not giving them the fullness of your love, and they also begin to withdraw, and they also begin to play games. So then what we'll have is two people in a relationship playing games with each other, refusing to give each other the fullness of their love and the fullness of their commitment, and being around each other but not being with each other. And so they begin to like look outside to fill in the blank. That I'm always like, look, you know what, it's okay to share your truth. It's always okay to say the things that have happened to you as a sort of deterrent or as a sort of, you know, awareness for other people. That's fine and good. Sometimes it's even therapeutic just to share what you've been through and just be like, you know what, this is what I've gone through and I've come out the other side. It's important for all of that. I get it. But it's also important for you to share the good, so there is a balance. In this world, God created a balance. He created man, he created woman, balance. He created the sun, he created the moon, day, night, balance. He created the seasons, balance. There is yin, there is yang, balance. There is good, there is evil, balance. There has to be a balance. So while you're talking about the bad, talk about the good. So that when people are reading the bad, they're like, oh, this is so sad. And then they read the good and they're like, oh, this is so lovely. So there is a possibility of bad, but there is a possibility of good. So when they go into a relationship, they're like, you know what, there is a possibility that this person will hurt me, but there's also a possibility that this could be the love of my life. So I'm going to give it my all. And if I lose, well, at least I tried. They won't be going in with the mentality of definitely this thing will still cast. They'll be going in with the mentality of hope, that it could go this way or it could go that way. And since there is a chance for success, then I'm going to put in the work to bring success. When you're going in and you don't even think there's a chance of success, of course it's already doomed from the start. You can't tell me that every single relationship you've been in, every encounter you've had with the opposite sex has been negative. So if that's the case, why are you bent on only talking about the negative? You can't tell me every woman you've met, every woman you've liked, every woman you've tried to be with has hurt you. None of them have been good to you. None of them have shown you real love. None of them were loyal. None of them were trustworthy. None of them were good. That's impossible. If every relationship you've had has been bad, you are the problem. Categorically, I'm not even going to dilute it. If every relationship you've had, if every romantic entanglement you've been in has been bad, you are the problem. Period. Because it's not possible. It's not possible. Are you the only one that every time you pick, you're picking the bad? Every time you pick, you're picking the bad kilo day. You are the problem. So if you are not the problem, there is definitely going to be some good. Oh, that person was good. And because, you know, sometimes relationships can actually be good, really healthy, pure love, and still not work. It's okay. There are situations where you break up amicably. You break up because, oh, you know what, religion, we can't really afford to have families clashing and clashing. It's going to affect our love. Let's end this and stay friends. Amicable breakup, but that love was there. Why can't you talk about that? Then we know, okay, it didn't work, but it didn't work because of reasonable factors. But every time this person cheated, every time that person cheated, every time this person lied, every time that person this, always negative. You don't have any tale of any relationship in your life that was positive. Nothing. Because it seems like everything that is happening to you guys is bad. Nobody is sharing the good. Nobody is talking about niceness. Nobody is talking about love in the light that we want to hear it. Every time I log into Twitter, there is a story of cheating. Oh, this person is talking to her boyfriend on the phone while she's on somebody's... There is never oh, this girl has stood by me for years. This girl has not this girl has not that. Even when things were going wrong, she stood by me. We don't hear things like that. You people need to share more of that, because it's a lie if you say it's not happening. You have those good girls. You have those good guys. You have those people that have shown you love. Those people that have been real with you. Those people that have stood by you. You have experienced love. Share the positive. Don't just focus on the negative. I know negative news is what flies. That's what flies. That's what gets the retweets. That's what, you know. But you're doing damage to the subconscious of the collective, because people are reading what you're sharing day in, day out. And whether you like it or not, it's taking a toll on their subconscious. Whether they like it or not, it's taking a toll on their subconscious. As a matter of fact, they might not even realize the damage of what they're consuming. At some point, the minute I see, oh, this person is missing, please retweet, I immediately skip the tweets. The minute I see, oh my God, this trailer has done, these people have died, I immediately skip the tweets, because every time in Nigeria, every day, somebody is dead, somebody has been kidnapped, somebody was burnt alive, somebody was in an accident, somebody was it's bad news after bad news, and it was beginning to affect my mental health. So the minute I see any, I skip. It's not because I don't have empathy. It's not because I don't have sympathy. It's not because I'm a sociopath. I feel for people. I feel the tragedies of the people in this country. I feel for them. But it was affecting my mental health to the point that every time I'm stepping out, I am terrified that I will not return home. So I started to flush those things from my mind. I started to be intentional about not even looking. Same thing about bad news when it comes to love, relationships, and marriage. At some point, I started to think, I think I'm just going to, boss up, go to a sperm bank, get a child, because this marriage, no, because me, I know if I love somebody, I'm going to give them my all. Somebody will not come and hurt me. Somebody will come and treat me like crap. What if I lose it and I beat somebody to death, or I lose it and I do something dangerous and then I end up in prison? I started having those kind of thoughts. I'm like, it's not better I don't even marry. I started becoming very pessimistic about love, and I started telling myself, no, you have to work on that, because I've always been a crazy romantic. I've always been an unapologetic romantic. I believe in the fairy tale type of love. I believe in unconditional love. I've always been that way. And so when I saw that my mentality was beginning to change and I was beginning to imbibe this negative mindset about love, I became very intentional about it. Every time I see a news, I'll say, well, unfortunately, that might be you, but I've had good men. I've actually had good men. I've had 4 relationships, and all of them were good men. It didn't work out for very, very amicable reasons. Not for cheating, not for hurt, not for something toxic, not for whatever. So I know that if I've had that, there are people who have also had the good. So why are we bent on sharing the bad? We are affecting the collective mindset of the general public, and we need to be very cautious, because the young ones they're on Twitter now. Teenagers, 14, 15, 16, 17, they're on Twitter now. They're on Instagram. You see how all of them now are struggling to be rich. A 17-year-old is worried about rituals. A 17-year-old is worried about internet fraud. A 17-year-old is worried about how he can buy Benz, because of the pressure they're receiving from those of us that are older. So when you are also talking about all of these toxic things in your relationship and you're not talking about the beautiful aspect, they are also imbibing that. And if we're not careful, we'll get to a point in society where family values are dead and gone. Nobody is getting married. People are just behaving like our artists and having baby mamas everywhere. Football team of kids from different mothers, which we know is not healthy. Broken homes from birth, because people are on the internet and they're seeing things and they're like, you know what, I'm not even going to waste my time. Nobody come and hurt me. And if we're not careful, in the next generation, we're going to have family values that are completely dead and gone. And we know the importance of family to a thriving society. So be very careful the sort of things you continually put up on the internet. Now, note that I'm not saying you cannot say your truth. I've said that it's important to say. It's actually very therapeutic to share what you've been through. It could be a warning to people. It could be a guide to people. It could be a caution to people. But if that is the only thing you always have to say, it's always negative, you don't have anything positive to say about love, watch it, please, because you are affecting the collective. The internet is a very powerful instrument, very powerful tool. The media is a very powerful tool. Can warp mentality, can change the entire way people think. That's why we have bandwagon. When somebody begins to think something, it trends, it goes viral, and we have bandwagon. People supporting a particular thing, not because they even understand what it is or because they even know what's going on, just because everybody else is doing it. Bandwagon, that's the power of the media. So be very careful what you consume, very careful what you let warp your subconscious. I'm just going to stop here because I've said everything I want to say. And as always, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please do so. And if you want to get notifications when I post, ring the bell, and don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up if you liked the content, and share, and also comment. I'm very particular about your comments because it helps us interact, and I get to know what you're thinking, where your head is at, and how you might relate to what I have said. And well, till next time, I remain Tori. Mwah.